Hi, I'm Canadian artist Roxanne Jervis, and what I'm going to be doing over the next few weeks is do an in-depth talk about the paintings that I have done. I have been painting for many years, and I thought it might be interesting to see what sorts of subject matter I get, and also why I picked the subject matter, and talk about the composition and the colors of it as well. So today I'm going to show you a painting from Wellesley, Ontario, and I will swing the camera around in a minute, but I just wanted to let you know that I lived in Shakespeare, Ontario from 1976 until 1998, during which time I spent a lot of time out around the countryside trying to find things of interest to me that I might paint. So I would take some photos, I would do some thumbnail sketches in my sketchbook, which if you look at a previous video, the sketchbook is a Robert Bateman sketchbook, and I'll tell you all why that one's so good. But it was just kind of interesting. And east of Shakespeare and north of New Hamburg by a few miles is the town called Wellesley. And there's an old Wellesley feed mill there that always fascinated me. And I used to go to Wellesley quite often because there was a tea room and a framing place there that I would get work from. They also had summer outdoor art exhibits, and I've been there a couple of times to show my work and sell as well. So I'm going to turn the camera around and let you see the picture I'm going to talk about. Hope you can stay with me while we do this. So the Wellesley feed mill really attracted my attention because it was the way the sun was just shining on it at the right angle. It was a nippy spring afternoon, and we needed a cup of tea to warm up. In talking, while we sipped on this tea, I wondered how many people used the mill since the During brothers built it in 1856. Although it was vacant for some time, there was a visual, romantic, bygone elegance around it, in my eye. What particularly interested me was the composition. Instead of painting the complete feed mill, which would have been totally centered on the canvas, that I decided to choose part of the feed mill, the part that actually interested me, because this building continued on a long way back, and to me that wouldn't have been as interesting on a canvas as the way I picked it, but then again, it's in my eye. And then by placing some of these trees were here, as I said, it was a nippy spring day. I placed some of these trees, which were set back a wee bit further along the driveway or the laneway. I ended up having the branches come over the top of the building itself. Now what that does for composition is you try to keep the viewer's eye, whoops, just hit my easel, see whether we still have a picture there. Yeah, you try to keep the viewer's eye on the canvas. And by doing that, you have to pick a few lines that will carry you up and around and over and down and back. So the circular motion of the eye comes up the tree trunk, the branches carry you over to the building, and this pipe was on the building, so the pipe carries your eye down here to the vertical corner and then back out the path. It was really a driveway, but the angle I had, this bit of hill was a bit bigger, so your eye is going up and around and down and back. You might think you might get dizzy, but the reason you want to keep the eye in a circular motion on your canvas is to keep people interested in it. Should this be on a wall with a lot of other people's paintings? If I had taken this roof line, whoops, if I'd taken this roof line and carried it up off the top like that, without this downward motion, in the gallery setting, their eye would go up off the canvas, and that would take you right to the next person's piece of work. And when you're trying to sell work, you want to keep the people there as long as you can. Excuse me. Now, the canvas itself is a profile canvas or a gallery canvas. and I'll show you, if I can get it off, how wide it is. And I paint the edges so that when you see the painting hanging on a wall like this, you're walking down the hallway, and as you come in, it brings you right into the subject matter of the canvas. A lot of people do buy the 5/8 inch thick stretchers. This one is 1.5 inches deep. I find it makes the work look more professional that way, and also it gives the buildings especially more stability, even though it has nothing to do with it. Often people will take the edges of these canvases and they will paint them black. And I've actually seen some people mistakenly put black tape around the edge. I don't like it. I don't think it's professional looking, but if you want to do it that way, go for it. I just don't think you can ever get a really crisp line on the edge. For many years, I was under the impression that the old mill had been torn down, but Wikipedia has it listed with recent renovations for the retail shop, dance studio, and other special occasions rooms. If you look for this building to match my painting, the exterior upgrades have been modernized over the facade. And had they been done when I wanted to take my picture, the photo would probably not have been taken and this painting would not exist. So everything can have a beauty in the eye of the beholder. Some people don't like it, other people do. And modernizing everything is sometimes best left undone. And that's why I picked this subject matter. So please watch for my next video, and I'll tell you what led me to do the painting of the Goderich salt mines. It's an interesting story. So take care, God bless, and enjoy my painting travels.